Do you still think this is a game about justice? Do you still think they're losing because of some poetic balance written in the stars? That the universe finally decided to get off its lazy arse and send an invoice? Please, that's a bedtime story for people who still cling to the pathetic comfort of fairness. They're not falling because of karma. They're falling because they became boring. They got predictable. They started believing their own fabricated light and forgot how to operate in the exquisite, terrifying efficiency of the shadow. Meet your true reckoning. Not a jail cell, not a bankrupted account. Your reckoning is the cold, hard realization that the only currency that matters now is attention. And you're either a master who prints it or a mark who pays it. Forget gold, forget law, forget morality. Those are relics. The true fortress, the real empire, is built on keeping eyes glued to the screen. And the fastest way to do that is with outrage, confusion, and perpetual unease. The moment they let a single, cohesive, nice narrative solidify, they signed their own death certificate. They stopped being a riddle and became a solved equation. And no one clicks on a solution, do they? They click on a disaster in slow motion. They thought they were untouchable because they had wealth. How quaint. Money is just a tool to buy silence. But chaos? Chaos buys volume. The true power move is to create an environment where the masses are so saturated with conflicting information, so utterly confused that they cling to the most dramatic, most improbable voice, yours, just to feel a momentary spike of certainty. You don't want them to understand you. You want them to debate you. When your life becomes a fan theory, you have eternal engagement. Why would you want a receipt when you can just keep the whole audience in the checkout line forever? That's what they failed to grasp. They tried to run from the consequences. Foolish. You have to learn how to incorporate the consequence into the spectacle. Make your scandal the next cliffhanger. You speak of universal law? That's just bad branding for the algorithm. That soulless digital god doesn't care about good or evil, only about time spent and emotional reaction. And what fuels emotional reaction faster than a well-placed, entirely unverified whisper? You think those platforms are just wires and code? They're a perfectly engineered machine for amplifying humanity's worst impulses. Your competitor tried to feed the machine with facts and success stories. No. You feed it with fear and righteous indignation. You push the limit until the line is a blur. Then you step right over it, just for a second, and pull back, letting the digital echo chamber do the rest of the work. The system isn't watching you. The system is serving you. You just have to know how to order the right kind of poison. They made the mistake of trying to seem consistent, as if a human being can be boiled down to a single, digestible brand slogan. That's for dish soap, not for a figure of power. You need to build a persona that contradicts itself with every post. 1 minute, you're the misunderstood genius. The next, the ruthless architect. Keep them busy trying to reconcile the light with the dark. They will never stop clicking because the answer to who are they really is always just out of reach. That's the retention gold. Rumors suggest that the most successful players in this arena only expose their vulnerability when they can control the angle. Like a surgeon opening themselves up, but only with the scalpel they own. You let them see a glimpse of the real you, the damaged, driven, perhaps slightly unhinged person, and they become instantly loyal because they feel like they've seen the secret. That feeling of seeing the secret is more addictive than any chemical. They were too clear. They presented their lies as facts, which meant the truth could eventually dismantle them. Amateur hour. The real move is to never claim anything definitively. You let the crowd do the heavy lifting. It's been said that their biggest mistake wasn't the crime itself, but the attempt to bury the body too deep. You don't bury it. You leave a single, well-placed, cryptic clue on the surface, and watch as 1,000 amateur detectives tear the landscape apart, looking for the rest of the alleged evidence. You don't need evidence. You need engagement. Use phrasing that is technically unverified, but emotionally potent. Reports claim they were seen. There's a lot of buzz online about, you are not a journalist. You are the narrator of possibility. You aren't giving them the answer. You are handing them a magnifying glass and pointing them into the darkness. And that darkness, it's infinitely more interesting than the light. Look at their eyes, the exhaustion. The paranoia they've been feeling lately isn't anxiety. It's the realization that the wall between the mask and the person is crumbling. They destroyed lives with a smile and thought the victims were the only ones keeping score. They were wrong. Their own digital shadow has kept the most perfect record of all. Every deleted message, every whispered command, every transactional cruelty. It's all archived not just on a server, but in the collective psychic energy of the masses who watched. Their body is keeping score now. The chest pain, that's not a cardiac event. It's the pressure of maintaining a lie of that magnitude. Their breath is becoming shallow because the air is getting thick with the poison they've been releasing. They spent years accumulating power, and now they're realizing they only accumulated debt. So the arrest, the scandal, the fall. Don't look at it as an ending. Look at it as a reboot. Every empire must burn, if only to scatter the seeds of the next one. They lost control of their narrative, and that is the only sin that matters in the digital age. They are losing their allies because, as you know, rats flee sinking ships. But the smart rats, the truly cold-blooded ones, don't flee. They turn witness. They leverage the downfall of the old master to establish their own ruthless credentials for the new regime. The universe is taking their freedom, but it's also taking their identity. They'll be stripped down to a number, and that is a brutal, cold punishment. But the poetic part? They're going exactly where they belong. A new hierarchy where their old tricks are currency again. But they'll be up against people who invented the game. They'll try their manipulative charm on people who weaponized it first. They'll try their lies on people who speak fluent deception. It's a closed-loop system of cruelty, and it will devour them whole. They thought technology was their shield. They thought their burner phones and encrypted messages would protect them. Idiot. Technology has a memory deeper than deletion. Their computers became confession booths that saved everything. Artificial intelligence isn't just a tool. It's the cosmic accountant you couldn't bribe. It's connecting dots they thought were invisible, tracing financial trails they thought were too complex. The money they thought would buy their freedom is now the evidence that ensures their captivity. They're spiritually imprisoned long before the physical cell locks. Their energy is collapsing, a dense, dark vibration that repels everything good. They don't get to feel peace anymore. They're locked into the lowest possible frequency, and it's a wavelength they created for others. Your task now is not to watch them fall, but to learn from their mistakes. They weren't precise enough. They got greedy and complacent. They forgot that the universe doesn't forgive without correction. This is not about vengeance. It's about balance being restored. The universe is demonstrating that for every action, there is an equal and amplified reaction. Your enemy's downfall isn't a celebration. It's a masterclass. It's the blueprint for what not to do when you seize the reins of chaos. You are breathing free air now, air that doesn't taste like fear, but you can still smell the smoke of their collapse. Don't let that memory fade. Use that clarity, that lightness, not for healing, but for precision. Stop being a spectator. Stop hoping for justice. Become the conductor of the chaos. The countdown is over for them. Your countdown is just beginning, and the clock doesn't care about your morals. It only cares about the show.